Awesome. So, today I want to talk about a project that I worked on and kind of went down a rabbit hole, which was a way to do some, sort of DIY roaming automation using, Linux utilities. So, the background on this was I work for YBot, right? And one of the products we sell are sensors, and the sensors actually run Linux. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if we had a way to automatically actually do a roam, a reassociation on a series of APs from our stationary sensors? So, the way I was trying to figure this out was, by starting by building a CLI tool. Now, I was thinking, it would make sense maybe to do some initial research to see how difficult it's going to be to actually, do some maybe packet structuring to build a reassociation. But, it turned out there's actually a Linux utility that's called a WPA CLI roam. And you just put in the BSSID and literally it will roam. It's really nice. I was surprised how easy that was. So some background on that, WPA CLI is actually like a text-based front end for WPA Supplicant, which is the Wi-Fi client that's pretty much every Linux distro has built in. It actually does do a reassociation, right? It's not just a normal association request. And the reason that's important when you're troubleshooting roaming is it's going to validate things like your PMK caching. It'll actually use .11r if that's applicable. So it's great, right? Now the command itself, when you run it, it just returns an OK, right? And the command lines, you don't really know what happened, but I looked at a PCAP and I validated it. It is in fact doing a reassociation request in response. So that was my first component that I needed. And then I was thinking, well, okay, so I want to be able to actually roam to multiple APs in a coverage area. So I was going to need to find some way to parse scan lists. And again, Linux is nice. You have some good utilities built in. The first one I looked at was actually the WPA CLI scan and scan results, which returns a nice list, right, of all the BSSIDs that I can see. And I found it was pretty good. The issue I had with it is it didn't always give me all the APs, right? Sometimes I get an empty list or only one or two APs. But it was nice, easy to parse. But I ended up going to the IWDev scan, which is a lot more in-depth. It's slower. Sometimes you have to retry if your interface is busy, but you get a complete list of APs. And the data within that scan list is pretty much what's in a beacon, right? It's very rich, and if you want to spend some time parsing that, you can build a very useful list of candidate APs. So that's what I went with. Took some more time, but I think it was worth it. So okay, I have my scan list. I have my function to actually roam. What I don't have yet is any way to, tell what happened, right? Did the roam succeed? How long did it take? What went wrong? So I was thinking, okay, well, let's figure this out. So I had to parse some logs. And if you've ever looked at WPA supplicant logs, you'll know they're very dense. You'll get a few hundred log lines for every, association you do. But that's what I ended up going with. And I wrote some code that parses log message. It looks for certain strings. I actually spent probably the most time just on this portion. Quick tip if you're doing this yourself, the short precise flag in journal CTL will give you microsecond precision, which you'll probably want, right, if you're doing timing. So anyway, right, here's how I brought it together. I used Python. You can do this in any language you want. The way it works is I start by opening a thread for collecting the logs. I then run my scan, parse and filter that output. I actually have an RSSI cutoff, which is configurable. And sorted by RSSI. I actually put the BSSID you're currently connected to as the last in the list, so your client will roam back. So think of it as like a sequence, going around and hopefully returning to your original AP. And then, yes, iterate through that BSSID with the WPA CLI roam, stop the log collecting, parse those logs, and get some timing and metrics around that. So here's what the output looked like in my CLI tool, right? So you can see I have each roam broken out by phase, auth, association, EAP if applicable, handshake. And then, some debug logs are saved and stuff like that, right? So that was all great. And then I figured, well, add a UI, right? Everybody's doing it. Well, this is getting out of my skill set, right? So at some point I learned about vibe coding, and this is where I started by, okay, well, let's refactor the CLI tool, have it return some kind of, a nice JSON file. And then I was like, okay, ChatGPT, give me a UI with this JSON, and I was pretty shocked. It gave me something very useful and a lot of back and forth. I'll kind of talk about what's in here, but essentially it just runs as an HTTPS web page. That was the easiest way for me to do that. It's a great way to sort of interface with this. So I actually ran this test at WLPC on the Wi-Fi here, and you can see if you look closely, I roamed what is that, 13 times. Every roam was successful, which is great, and I have some tooling there that'll call out things like, what channel overlap and, some basic stuff. Look at QBSS for channel utilization. The features of the UI, there's a visual graph with roam timing, a detailed AP list, which parses the IWDev log, so you get information about all the channel width and data rates and all that are being used. There's a button to actually download the WPA supplicant logs, so you can either get the whole log file for the entire sequence or just the failures. Both options are there. I hate to say it, but there's a chatbot built into it. So it's 2026. I actually went down, I spent a long time with this. So MCP protocol, some people are starting to use it now. It's pretty cool. You can actually make it effectively an agentic chatbot inside of your little application if you have an API. So the chatbot can actually run the roam test for you. It can read the supplicant logs. It could do Elmer Fudd voice. It's whatever you're into, I guess. So, so all cool. I guess, why is my slide not go? There it goes. Okay. Free download, right? It's free. Anybody wants to play around with this? It runs only on Linux, just FYI. I have binaries for AMD 64, which is your standard, Intel radio or Intel chips and stuff like that. And then ARM32 and ARM64. So in theory, I haven't actually tested this myself, but it should work on a WLAN-PI. So if anyone wants to try it, let me know, I guess. And then if you go to this, it's like a landing page on our website, which goes just to the GitHub repo where I have the binary. Read the README there. It's pretty in-depth and it covers what you need to know. And probably open GitHub issues if you're having trouble with it. It's it's free, so I can't support it too much with my day job. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. And then just to plug our event real quick, we are doing an event 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday in the Navajo room. We'll be doing some trivia. We actually have 20 of our YBot, we're calling them the DEX sensors, right, to give away. We have software as well, the DEX agent that anybody's free to get a license for. Refreshments, all that good stuff. So hopefully some of you will be able to join us there. But appreciate your time. Looks like I still have a couple minutes left. So.